What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the East Delaware Knights Team Builder Dynasty here on College Football 26. Today, we open with our biggest rivalry game on the calendar, and that is the regular Delaware Blue Hens. Now, it's not necessarily a competitive matchup at this point in the dynasty, but it is still Delaware versus East Delaware. There's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of vitriol, a lot of anger between these two programs here in these first 4 years that we've done it. And East Delaware, out of all of the rivals that we've played so far, we've played Penn State, Maryland, and Temple, along with regular Delaware. Those three teams have never beat us. Delaware is the only team so far in this dynasty that has a win over us in the rivalry game. So it means a little bit more. So we've got that game as the number one game of the doubleheader. Then the second game is against West Virginia. But those really aren't the ones that we care. We don't care about West Virginia. We kind of care about Delaware, but we don't really care about Delaware because we're going to win this game pretty easily. The game that we care about is the first game of next episode, where we take on the LSU Tigers, a rematch from the College Football Playoff, but that's not the thing that we care about. It is the first time we get to play against LSU where the possibility of Theo Graves being their quarterback is on the table. Now, I think he's the backup still behind somebody. Last time I checked, he was the backup, but that doesn't mean he couldn't be the starter right now when we play them. Who knows? We might have to wait another year for them to start Theo Graves. I'm just saying he would have been the starter day one last year instead of having to sit behind three guys if he would have came to us. That's just what I'm just saying. He would have been my starter. He could have had the world. I would have given him the keys to the kingdom. But no, he wanted to stay home. He wanted to stay in Louisiana. Whatever. Don't care. Doesn't hurt me one bit. I still don't cry about it in my sleep every night. I don't. I've forgotten about it. Theo who? I don't care. We move on. And we play regular Delaware today, along with West Virginia. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so if you want to help me get to that mark, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Juice Club. Let's get into it. We got to talk recruiting. We got to talk rivalry. We got to talk victory. We are the number 3 team in the nation when we open up this episode. We are 2-0. We played Temple and Penn State to open up the season last year, right? Or this year? Yeah, Temple and Penn State last episode. 3 straight rivalry games. And then we have West Virginia and Delaware. And then we have LSU, Nebraska, Texas Tech, Kansas State, Maryland, Iowa State, Kansas, and TCU. We did move from the ACC to the Big 12 this year, so we got some new competition, some fresh blood. We'll see if any of those teams give us the same kind of games that Clemson gave us and stuff like that. We'll see. Let's go into recruiting, because we are in the lead for a few big 5 stars. The number 1 player in the entire class, Rico Dickey, is in number 1. We are number 1 for him against Oklahoma. We've passed Oklahoma, and we're getting some fairly good influence on him, so I'm happy about that. Gil Joseph is going to be a battle. He's from Milwaukee. Wisconsin's going in on him. That's going to be a tough one. That might end up being a Theo Graves loss. I'm just thinking about it right now. Alex Lyle, look at that influence we're gaining over Iowa. That is a good sign for Alex Lyle. Henry Torrance, we're gaining a good amount of influence over TCU for. Hopefully we'll be able to get him. Rich Snelling, nobody's even going after, which is obvious. He's not that good of a receiver. He's got 83 speed. His catching's pretty good. He's a good route runner, and he's got platinum 50-50. He's a fine player. He's just not like a freak athlete. He's more of a Danny Amendola. Although he's a little bit taller than Danny Amendola, but he's more of a traditional white boy receiver. He's none of those explosive, I'm gonna outrun you type of receivers. Maybe a Cooper Kupp type of player. Bruce Byrne. He's not a real guy, so I can pretty much make up however pronunciation he has. Let's go with Bruce Byrne. No, Bruce Byron. I'll probably say Bruce Byron more often, so let's go Bruce Byron. He's 6'4", he's a freak. 90 strength is a great start. He's got 86 hit power, 83 finesse, 83 power moves. He looks like a good player. Niles Gums, we are in the lead for right now, but that could change. Obviously, anything can change. 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 79 man coverage. Good player, good player. All these guys are good players. And we're in the lead for a few of them. Dalvin McNabb, Donovan's kid, Kenyon Willingham is his name. Only 84 speed. A little bit nervous about him, but he doesn't have to be a starter anyway. We do have one quarterback on the board, Stephon Beatty. He's the best mix of power, throw power, and speed that I could find, so that's why we're going after him. Kane Molinaro, I don't like putting 25 hours on a kicker. I may end up taking these 25 hours off at some point and just putting 5 on him, but I kind of wanted to get the recruitment over with soon so that we could use those hours other places. But that's where recruiting stands as of right now. It's time to get into the game against regular Delaware, and you know what? Every time we play Delaware, we break out the State Pride unis. It's the only time we wear them. The only time we wear the State Pride unis. And they're going to wear the black unis because this actually look kind of cool. And we will see who's going to get the W. Regular Delaware or East Delaware. Let's find out.
When you're ranked in the top 5, your very existence is a cauldron of pressure. And that is ratcheted up when you go on the road. And this highly ranked squad has found itself coming into a statement in this one. Welcome to the home of the Lions in Newark and Delaware Stadium. As we see a squad from the Big 12, a team ready to put on a show. Taking on a team from the American, the Delaware Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm the Savage Dave Long and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Stadium.
Here we go. It is Delaware and East Delaware. It's a classic rivalry up there with the Ohio State-Michigan game, the Texas-Oklahoma game, Auburn and Alabama. It's a classic rivalry. I mean, it's two crazy good teams going after each other in a heated rivalry. These players hate each other. All the classic stuff. It almost looks like these uniforms for Delaware, regular Delaware, make me think that the contrast has been all the way turned down on their uniforms, and they're like just black and white. Like I feel like my eyes have turned off the color, and now it's just all I see. Like I'm colorblind now. All I see is just grays and blacks and darker shades. We'll see how we play against them. They're not very highly rated because they're bad, and we are very highly rated. We've seen Vince Murphy ascend to one of the best young defensive tackles in football through the first 2 games of the season. He was phenomenal in those 2 games. Oh, that's not even real. That's AI. How in the world did I not even tackle? Like I didn't even go for the interception. That's the thing. I pressed square to go for the tackle. Like I didn't even care about getting the interception. But apparently I just ran right past him. I don't know how that's fair. I don't know how that's fair. I do want to keep using Vince Murphy and seeing if I can get some big-time pressure on him, on the quarterback, because he was so good in the Temple and Penn State game, and he gets some big-time pressure on the quarterback right there, forcing him to the ground. All of our defensive ends and defensive linemen in general this year have been great. Forrest Tatum's been great. Wayne Bostic's been fantastic. Jordan Crawford, the transfer D tackle, has been great. And speaking of, there's Vince Murphy. God, he's so good. That is his 4.5 sack of the year, his 5th tackle for loss. We are 3 games into the year, ladies and gentlemen. He is on a monster pace. There might even be some buzz for the Heisman for Vince Murphy. He's having such a good... I don't want to get ahead of myself. He's having a good year, but it's still very early. The only problem with team builder teams is they don't give you the option to change the equipment, the accessory color. Like, the accessory color is still green. It should be changed to the same kind of blue that we have on the regular jersey, on the whole jersey. But for some reason, they don't let you do that. They just give you the green. Doesn't look right, basically. There's many other things I could critique about Team Builder for both Madden and for college sports, but you know what? We have a team builder, so that's pretty cool. And look at Davidson go. Is he going to be able to outrun him? I think he will. Jordan Davidson, I wasn't even trying to score there. I was just trying to get away from the dude, and he ended up just outrunning everybody. Wow. Jordan, what is he? He's throwing grass at the entrance ramp. I don't know what he's doing. But Jordan Davidson, I'm not even quite sure how he scored that. I need to go back and look at the replay. How did Jordan Davidson even get this pass. So I thought it was over right here when I was going to get tackled by number 9. And then I thought I was going to get tackled by that guy, number 3. But then he just outrun everybody. And Francisco, number 9, just couldn't catch him. That was never meant to be a touchdown. It was just supposed to be avoiding the tackler. And then he just kept going. Nobody stopped him. 2 plays, 92 yards. That had to be at least a 78-yard run or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it was because I know that Overton had a couple of yards on the first carry. Pretty crazy first run, and that's an unbelievable hard hit that we just threw right there. Niles Talib is the quarterback for Delaware. I think he was the quarterback last year, too. They are going to hand out to the running back, Forrest Tatum, along with probably Vernon Woolyhan. Yep, Vernon Woolyhan's in there. If there's ever a play in the backfield that involves a linebacker, I just got to naturally just go to Vernon Woolyhan because he's most likely going to be the person that's in on the play. Oh, that's a horrible... Whoa! Did they really just pull a running back throw? I thought that was a regular screen pass to the running back. They just pulled a trick play, a little bit of strategery. They go throw to the running back. It was going to work, too. This ball was thrown not great. The receiver did a horrible job locating it. This was a smart throw. Like, this is a crazy good play call. It just didn't get executed well by the receiver. I think the running back had a good... It wasn't a great ball. The running back had a good enough ball to complete. That's insanely cool. I didn't know the CPU could call those kind of plays on me. They never call those type of plays on me. And there's another sack. It's Vince Murphy, and it's Wayne Bostic. I mean, we were just bullying regular Delaware at this point. But they pulled out a running back pass. Wow, that was cool. I'm glad it didn't work. But that was really cool to see the CPU pull that out. Was not expecting that. Dion Buck with a really good return on the punt. And now we've shown the dominance in the run game. Let's show the dominance in the passing game. We've got Saylor, who I may or may not have changed his name to say Saylor instead of Salyer, or Salyer. I forget even what his name was. It's Saylor now. It's the Berenstein Bears situation. We're going to go out of the backfield. There's Davidson. That's touchdown number 2. 1 on the air, 1 on the ground for Jordan Davidson. And we lead 2 touchdowns to nothing. Is he going to block this? Oh my God, they got an inch away. I don't know how he didn't block that. Wow, okay, this game is getting ugly really quick, which is how I expected it to go. But it always kind of shocks me when I think that something's going to go one way and then it actually does go that way. It always kind of takes me back a little bit because I'm like, oh, wow, it actually went the way that I thought it was going to go. So who knows how much of this game you'll see. You might not see much of the second half, depending on how ugly it gets. Maybe Delaware can put up some points. You never know. Keep it close. I think we've only shut out Delaware 1 time in our rivalry. It might have been 2 years ago we shut them out. Because I know 1 year we lost. I think it might have been year 1 we lost to them. Or maybe it was year 2. I can't remember exactly. And then last year, they showed us the score last year. They had a couple of points on the board. A 3rd and 10 already. This is getting close to 3-and-out territory. Oh, a sack would have been great. And it might still come, and a sack is here. It's going to be Forrest Tatum and Jordan Crawford in on the sack. That's 3 straight drives, I think, where their drive has ended because of a sack. They've had to punt because we've sacked them on 3rd down, which is kind of insane. Dion Buck back to return, and Dion Buck doesn't have as good of a return. It's still okay, got a couple yards, I guess. Punt returns are so hard in these games. I really wish they would press up on me. I want to just bomb one over the top. We've got Applewhite in the game now. That's good to see. Let's go to Dion Buck. He gets a little juke move into the game. We'll go hurry up here. Try to keep him off guard. Little motion drive action. I really do like J. Caden Ferguson. He had a huge game. Was that against Penn State or was it against Temple? He had one game where he had like 4 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. That might have been against Temple. He was going cray-cray. Is that open? That is open. It's Dobbins for a gain of a bunch. I don't know exactly what he had, but he's down to the 2, and we're going to go QB blast Tanner Applewhite, 76 speed. He got to the 1. He ran into his own center. There's a reason he doesn't run those. There's a reason he don't run those. But we're going to let Jordan Davison get his third touchdown of the day. There it is. 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. Jordan Davison is having himself a day. And we lead 21-0. You might not see any of the second half. I'm being totally honest with you. There's a good possibility we're up 35 or 42-0 by the end of the half, if everything plays out the way that this has played out. So we could even be up by more, I guess. That's a possibility. Big hit by Williams. You might not see any of the second half. There's no reason to show it to you if we're just dominating in 3 and outs and then we're scoring touchdowns. The only reason we're still playing Delaware at this point is because they're our rivals. Forrest Tatum obliterated Talib there. They just can't compete with us anymore. Even in year 1, it was not much of a challenge. I know they beat us, but still wasn't much of a competitive game. They got all the sack yardage back. They're back to 3rd and 10 as we go to the second quarter. It's getting ugly here in Delaware. At least they have a win this year. I think the last time we played them, it was towards the end of the season last year, and they didn't have a single win, I don't think. Or maybe they had 1 win. I forget. I know they were really bad last year. And Vince Murphy's going to get another one. My God, he's padding stats. Miles Murphy, not Miles Murphy. Vince Murphy is padding stats, ladies and gentlemen. He's on a tear. He wants the Heisman Trophy as a defensive tackle. Oh, they're going to take away my celebration? How dare they? He wants the Heisman Trophy, and he's got to put up generational sack numbers if he wants to be in the conversation, as a defensive tackle especially. Ooh, Deion Bucks actually got a decent return. Deion Buck, no, he got caught from behind. How in the world? How in the world does he get caught from behind? That's crazy. All right, well, let's continue to dominate him. Handoff, there's Overton. Oh, I screwed that up. I had more room. I got too close to the guy, and I bounced off of him, and it was all bad. It was all kinds of bad now, wasn't it? Does Dobbins get open here? I think Jason Dobbins is open. End zone, Jason Dobbins! Touchdown, Delaware. East Delaware. Oh, it's getting crazy. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. 28-0, 5 minutes to go. I have not changed the sliders or the difficulty. We are still on Heisman difficulty with all the adjusted sliders and everything that we've had the whole series so far. Well, ever since I adjusted the sliders in the first place. It's just a different level of talent. We knew that going into the game. We knew this was going to be ugly. I guess I didn't think it'd be 28-0 in the first half. And there's... Oh, that would have been another sack. The Talib actually got it away somehow. It almost ended up in a pick, I guess. That would have been pretty cool. Jordan Crawford with a pick. They've had to resort to passing, which is not a good thing, because there's Crawford with a sack. I mean, we're going to set up team record for most sacks in a game at this point. We've already got, I think, 6 maybe? 5 or 6. They're handing it off. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. He gets nothing. If anything, he lost a yard or something. And they will put it away again. Okay, boys, I don't think you're going to see much of the second half. I don't think you're going to see any of the second half, really. We're going to sim to the end of the game because this is getting out of hand. We might even put up a punt return touchdown. It's been brewing. It's going to happen. Deion Buck is going to get one this game. He's been close now twice. It's just a matter of time before he finds the lane to break. Handoff Overton, and he will get stopped at the 9. Let's go with a jet touch pass. See if we can get Buck involved in the run game, or I guess technically this is a passing play, but you know what I mean. Handoff, Buck. Oh, J. Caden Ferguson, you got to throw a block a little bit better than that, dog. If you could just hold that block, I get around the corner, I score a touchdown, most likely. Here's Jordan Davidson, and Davidson will not be able to punch it in. We will have to kick a field goal. Psych. We're not kicking a field goal against Delaware. This is a rivalry game. I don't care if I don't score here. I'm not kicking a field goal against my hated rivals. Deion Buck touchdown. It's 35-0. It is 35-0. We are crushing regular Delaware. At this point, what else can I call them other than regular Delaware? Because they don't even deserve the name regular Delaware. I don't know, the bums from Delaware, maybe? Maybe that's what I can call them. 35-0. The entire defensive line is hot, as they would expect. We've been getting pressure all game. They're going to keep it with the quarterback, and Forrest Tatum was not fooled. Minus 35 yards on the ground for Talib, because obviously in college football, rushing yards are impacted by sacks for the quarterback. So he's been sacked a bunch. Negative 35 rushing yards is insane. He's able to get that one away. And it's 3rd and 14. I almost don't want to take my starters out at any point because I want to stat pad a little bit. That's got to be incomplete. It's a flag, though. What's the flag going to be? Illegal blocking the back because they're showing a receiver. Pass interference. Offensive, I mean, you don't need to call offensive pass interference. They're down 35-0, ref. You don't have to call offensive pass interference. It's not a big deal. They're just piling on. I mean, offensive pass interference is disrespectful. Oh my God, I thought that was the one. I thought that was the one. Oh, see, even Dion thought it was the one. He's like, how did I not get it? I thought he had it. Jordan Davis. Oh, are they actually going to be stopping the run? They're going to play a little football? They actually want to play a little football against me? Okay. We get to the 2-minute. I think regular Delaware, the bums from Delaware, want to play a little football. Down 35-0. Maybe they finally woken up a little bit here. We'll get the screen pass out. It's actually going to be a successful screen. Davidson with the juke. He gets tackled forward for the first down. I appreciate the tackle. That helped out a lot. And I'm going to go verticals again because Marquise Springs has a good shot of being open here. Never mind, he doesn't, but I know who does. J. Caden Ferguson touchdown, but it's a flag because Cormier, Daniel Cormier, the freshman, the true freshman. Oh, did I say Daniel? Dion, whatever his name is. I know who I was saying. The true freshman that we just brought in. He gets called for a holding call. Of course, J. Caden Ferguson gets a huge first down and a touchdown. And that's the call that brings it back. Okay, so our first big mistake. I wasn't even really a mistake. It's just a mental error from a true freshman. Can't be having those. I think we've got that. Oh, it's just out of reach of Dion Buck. I thought that might have been a little too close, but it looked kind of like it was going to be a catch. But Saylor didn't. He just put too much on it, really. I don't really even know where to go with this football. I guess we just run up the middle and see what Saylor's got. He gets the first down out of it. He's got just enough speed. That's why we started him, because he's the fastest out of the 3 quarterbacks that we have. So he had just enough speed to get there. Did he almost get tackled there? It looked like he almost got tackled by somebody. No, I thought that 97 was closer. Ooh, but that's a cool. I might go with the maybe a little thumbnail action here. Ooh, okay. A little sexy little shot right here. We might go a little thumbnail action right there. Okay, let's go. I thought 97 was a little bit closer, but he wasn't. I don't like this play very much. Let's go with the double slant stick. 29 seconds, 2 timeouts. Fire that quickly. Incomplete. I thought if I could squeeze it in there, he'd catch it and hold on, but it was too close. Too close for comfort. 26 seconds remain. I don't like anything here. I can outrun these guys. I should be able to at least. Yeah, look at Saylor. That's why you start a guy like Saylor. See, that's something that Tanner Applewhite just doesn't have. He doesn't have the speed to get away from those guys. But Bryce Saylor's got that speed. And here comes Overton for the touchdown. It is Overton for Delaware. 42-0. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the second half. I'll cut to when the game is actually over. I'll show you the final 14 seconds of this half, but I'll cut to when the game is over because it's just going to get uglier and uglier. There's no reason for you to see any of this. There's no reason for me even to see any of it. I don't really want to be in this game anymore. I'm fine winning 42 to nothing, but we got to get through the rest of the game. If anything like super crazy happens, like a huge pick six or a fumble recovery or something like that happens, I might bring you back in, but mostly I'll just see you to the end of the game. So there's the half. We will dominate and we will kill regular Delaware. And there is the win, 84 to 3. I think it's safe to say that this is no longer a battle for the state. This is just a formality. We are the state at this point. We own the state of Delaware. 84 points. I mean, I wasn't even like actively trying to score. I was just everything I was doing was working. I wasn't even trying to go for touchdowns. It just happened to open up that way. It was just such a difference like in talent level. Here's what our stats ended up being. 10 for 11, 5 touchdowns and 193 yards for Bryce Saylor in his first real big showout. Even Applewhite had a touchdown in the game. Dominant performance from those guys. The rushing numbers, Jordan Davidson had 7 for 124 with 3 touchdowns. 5 for 35 for Overton with a touchdown. 4 for 136 and a touchdown for Mitch Maije. Yes, I did bring in the backups. And he put up 136 yards on 4 carries. That tells you. See, I was just running the ball and the holes were opening up. Greg Art had 3 for 21 and a touchdown. Saylor had 3 for 52. He was doing well on the ground as well. Receiving numbers, 2 touchdowns for Dobbins, 1 for Jordan Davis, and the running back Dion Buck had a touchdown. Mohamed Littlejohn had 1 catch, and it was a touchdown, a 50-yard bomb. Just absolute utter domination from the boys. I've never seen a domination like this before. Jordan Crawford had 2 sacks, a sack and a half for Murphy and Tatum, a sack for Bostic and Woolihan. No picks, but pure and utter domination. They did get 3 points out of it, but does 3 points really matter? No. Huge win, as I expected. Now we get to take on West Virginia in our first ever Big 12 conference game. Very excited about that. Very, very excited about Big 12 conference play. We'll see what recruiting has for us. We don't have any points to dispense, but Rico Dickey we're still in the lead for. We jumped Wisconsin for Gil Joseph, but we can't get too overconfident with that. That's the same thing that happened with Theo Griggs. We jumped in the lead, and we were in the lead for most of that season for Theo until the very end. Alex Lyle we're in the lead for now. Henry Torrance, Snelling, Bryce Byrne. We need to probably start scheduling some visits before too long. Can I switch to a hard sell on Bryce Byrne? Do we know enough? We probably know enough. Maybe not. I don't know. It might be a little bit too risky to hard sell Bryce Byrne, but maybe it is. Let me just go and check to see what it would be. Like, is there more than one option? So the options are standard bearer, status seeker, aspirational. Okay. All right. There's too many options. There's like 5 different options. So we'll just stay with the send the house. I don't want to get too risky and lose him to Oklahoma. So we're not going to hard sell him just yet. We are climbing on a couple of guys that we were in second place for now. We're looking really good. The kicker, okay, I think we can finally take the 25 hours off of Kane Molinaro. We're just going to get him, so I'm going to put the 5 on him, and that leaves us with 20 hours to work with. We have jumped into third for Stephon Beatty. He's not like a big-time priority. He's just kind of there. We'll see what happens with him. We can't really go any further on Dante Hicks. We can potentially schedule some visits. So if I go into players that are ready for visit, all of these guys are ready for a visit. So Dante Hicks is ready. Byrne and Torrance are both ready. So what are the hours looking like? 10 for Henry Torrance. That's huge. We can get him on the LSU game or the Maryland game because that's a rivalry. Do we take the risk and put him on the LSU game, or do we put him on the Maryland game? I feel like if we put him in the LSU game, it could be good, but it also is maybe too early in the season. Somebody might swoop in later. Let's do the Maryland game for Henry Torrance. And we will do, he likes proximity to home. We can only sell a B+ on that. Or not price. That's program tradition. Proximity to home is an A. Oh, that works. I don't know how he's from Texas. I don't know how that's proximity to home, but technically we're in Rice because that's who we replaced. I get how it works like that, but we're going to take advantage of that. So, or he's in LA. Was he in LA or Louisiana? I forget where he was at. He was somewhere. This guy, Bruce Byrne, is in Texas. He needs 15. Okay. So we don't have that right now. Ooh, Glenn Moffitt's got a visit to LSU already. Was he decent? Did I like him? He's a good tight end option. 6'5", 249. That's a big wide receiver. So we could move him to tight end. I don't know if we should heavily go after him or not. We don't have enough to put Dante Hicks on a visit yet. Do I try to take 5 hours off of somebody? Maybe that's what I do. I could take the 5 hours off of the kicker that we just brought in, or that we just added. But I don't think that's the right idea. Wow, Jaquez Key. Everybody's got him on campus. I mean, we might just take the 50 hours off of him. I don't think there's any world we get him. That's kind of insane, actually. I didn't realize people were heavily in on him. You know what? I'm just going to get out of this recruitment. Jaquez Hicks, he can go wherever he wants to go. That opens up enough hours to schedule some visits. So let's get back to the ready for visits. So Bruce Byrne, we're going to schedule him for the Maryland game as well, because that's a rivalry game and it is a complimentary visit. So that's huge. We can do Coach Prestige for him. And then Dante Hicks, we definitely need to get on campus. He can't get any complimentaries. We might want to do... Do we want to do a late game recruitment? Or do we want to try to get this over with? The only problem is they have a diamond tier pipeline, does Missouri. He's from Missouri, so it's a little bit sketchy. If it keeps going, if the influence keeps growing the way that it's growing, we should be able to pass Missouri pretty soon. Oh, do I want to? I don't know if I want to schedule him for the Maryland game, because maybe we want to focus that to be on defensive guys or defensive lineman guys, since we already have two there. But if I schedule him for the LSU game, that might be too early, because LSU is next episode, the first game of next episode. That might be too early, because then Missouri can schedule him for a visit later in the season, and he might just go to Missouri then. I've had that happen plenty of times before. Maybe I do the Kansas game? Because we can pretty much kill Kansas, I would think. Let's schedule him for the Kansas game. I know that seems pretty far away, but I'm going to schedule him for the Kansas game. I think that's going to be our best option. Ezekiel Aquara, was he the fast guy? He's 89 speed, 80 acceleration, 86K. He's actually fairly solid. He's not bad, but we don't have enough hours to schedule him on a visit just yet. And then Glenn Moffitt also, we can get on campus week 10. He's going to LSU week 13. Maybe we swoop in and get him on a week 12 to Kansas. Try to steal him right before. That leaves us with 15 hours remaining. We can put on somebody. How about we put him on... I guess we could put a couple on Beatty. Let's put 10 on Beatty, and then I guess I'll put the other 5 on Molinaro. I'll put the other 5 on Molinaro, so that leaves 10 for him. The only guys that have 25 on him are guys that not even getting recruited, so we don't have to worry about those guys so much right now. So that's where we're going to leave recruiting for week 4. And now we take on West Virginia, another road game, but a game that we should very simply win, I would think. And let's go and do that. They're not on our level, but it's our first ever Big 12, conference game. That's pretty cool. We come down to Morgantown, West Virginia, to take on the Mountaineers. This one should not be a challenge. I don't think it's going to be 80-3 or whatever we put on Delaware, regular Delaware, but it still shouldn't be much of a challenge. We are clearly head and shoulders, knees and toes above West Virginia in terms of the talent on the rosters. So we should not be competitive in this game. I would like to see Vince Murphy dominate again. He's had such a good start to the year. Maybe the fastest, best start of a defensive tackle I've seen in College Football 26, at least on my guys that I've had. He's up there with Joshua Wood in South Carolina Dynasty for having such a good season. We'll see if he can continue. He almost got him there on the screen pass. Forrest Tatum will clean that up, and it's 3rd and 9. We've got such an athletic linebacking core plus edge rushers. Everybody's so quick. It's hard to outrun people on a screen. Even if we get blocked, we have so many other people that are right there. Is that a drop? Thankfully. It's a 3 and out for West Virginia. But we have, I mean, Vernon Woollyhand and Forrest Tatum and Wayne Bostic. Even Sean Washington, who's a backup at this point because he's young. So many guys that are just so fast and can get to the ball. They have great awareness. We've recruited really, really well. And here comes Jordan Davidson. He had a big episode or a big game last game against Delaware. He had 4 total touchdowns. He had 3 on the ground. He was unstoppable. Overton had a good game. And Bryce Saylor had a good game. And here comes Overton. It's going to be a 1-play touchdown for Overton. Okay. Are we really going to put up more points like we did against Delaware? 1-play touchdown for Jeff Overton? Really? All right. I'll take it, I guess. Oh, this is going to be a mugging. We are going to destroy West Virginia. We are going to absolutely crush them. The mountain is calling. I love a good Mountain Dew. Not a big fan of Diet Mountain Dew, though. I'm not a big fan of any Diet anything, really. I like Diet Coke. I'd prefer regular Coke, but Diet Coke's probably the best out of the Diet versions that I like. I'm not a big Diet Pepsi guy or a Diet Mountain Dew guy or anything Diet, really. I don't know. It just doesn't taste the same for me. I can't get around it. That's a big sack, though. That's Roderick Hicks, another one of the fast young linebackers that we have. But I'm just not a fan of the Diet sodas or Diet Pops, whatever you want to call them. I should have went for the blitz there. I went all in on the safety, and Ben Wilkes got in there. I'm also not a fan of the zero sugar stuff. I know that's technically better for you because there's not any sugar in it, or at least they say there's not any sugar. There's probably a little bit of sugar in there. But I don't know. It's just not the same. I don't like it. I'm a decent pop drinker. I don't go crazy on pop. At least not anymore. Now that I've gotten older. I used to drink like 3 a day. I used to go crazy. Maybe not 3 a day. A lot, though. But then as I've gotten older, I drink maybe 1 a day just to get the fix. That's probably all I do. Every once in a while, splurge, get a second one, maybe a Pepsi, throw it in there. I'm a Mountain Dew guy, though. That's my preferred pop drink. If I was going to drink a pop, I would probably drink a Mountain Dew. Maybe next would be a Coca-Cola. Maybe a Pepsi. I'm not a big root beer guy. I just don't like the flavor. Ooh, I screwed this up. Yeah, I thought there was going to be more space there. It kind of closed. Thought there was going to be more room there for me. But it just, I think I can get by with regular pop. I feel like I drink a decent amount of flavors of pop. Like, I don't go crazy on like the different specialty flavors. Like, I've tried some of the Pepsi variants that they've had over the years. I don't really. I mean, cherry Pepsi's fine. What is it called? Like wild cherry Pepsi or something like that. It's fine. That's Wide Open Marquis Springs. It's not my favorite. I prefer just a regular Pepsi over that. And like obviously all the Mountain Dew variants like Code Red and what was the blue one called? They had a blue one that was called something I can't remember exactly. Voltage maybe, something like that. Those are cool. Not my favorites. I know that they're a lot of people's favorites, but I'm just a classic green toxic acid Mountain Dew kind of guy. that neon green. It's not even really green. It's more like a neon yellow almost. that's my preferred pop of choice if I had to choose. Why did I start talking about poppy? Oh, because they had the sign that said the mountain is called. That's right. I forgot why I started talking about pop. Well, let me know down below in the comments if you guys are pop drinkers, and if you are, what's your favorite pop? Or soda, if you call it soda. Wherever you're from in the country, I guess. Determines where you call it. Oh, this is not good. Oh, that's a huge hit stick, but he held on to the football. If they start running the football with this quarterback, they might actually put up a fight against us because we can't seem to stop the read option. That's back-to-back plays where he's taken it and had big chunks of yardage. This time they go to the running back, and they should have kept with the quarterback again. He probably would have got more yards. This time we control it. The fact that Forrest Tatum is just a freshman, I think he's a freshman redshirt, but he's just a freshman, and he is as good as he is already is scary for the college football world as he gets better and better with age. Because, I mean, look at him right now. And there's Vince Murphy again. That's a half a sack each. I'm telling you, man, I would not be shocked if we pop into the Heisman watch later in the season and we see Vince Murphy's name in there. He's been such a beast. We end up holding the quarterback. So after all of the stuff that they did, where he ran for like 30 yards, basically, they don't get anything on the drive. That's crazy. Sucks to suck. Our defense is just playing really well. Did I turn on the chew clock? I did. Okay. We can basically win this game now. I don't care. The rest of this game is just stat padding at this point. We've done 14 points, which is enough to win this game, the way that West Virginia's been playing. So any more points that we add on is just cherry on top of either the cake or the ice cream or the sundae, whatever you want to eat. Whatever dessert is your fancy. Deion Buck with a big catch. That route is always open for Deion Buck because there's a guy that plays that route, but he never like commits to it. He always drops back into coverage and falls back on the guys that are going in vertically. So then it leaves Deion Buck wide open for 15 yards every single time. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Let's try the screen pass, though. Overton's the one doing it. He's got a lot of speed, so this could end up being a big burst of yards if he gets the blocking that he can deserve. And there's the blocking. He's got to make one man miss. He does. Jeff Overton. I'm telling you, man. Jeremiah Fiametta injured on the screen. That's not good for them. Sucks to suck. I think I'm liking Bryce Saylor. I don't know how he's going to play in the big spots against teams that we aren't going to be able to blow out. Like a TCU, I would assume, because they're a top 25 team. Good teams in the Big 12 and then good teams in the College Football Playoff. We haven't seen him in a tight moment in the fourth quarter just yet. Not even against Penn State did we see that. So I have no idea how he's going to play in those moments. Is he going to be good? Is he going to be, the lights are going to be too bright for him? I have no idea, but we can't really worry about that until it happens. We just got to kind of build up his confidence with these easy games before we get to the games that are a little bit more in question. Overton got upended there. I don't really like this play this close to the end zone here, though. Let's go with this. Jason Dobbins should most likely be wide. He's not wide, but he is open enough, and he dropped the pass. Jason Dobbins, really? You're supposed to be my number one, and you go and do that BS? Now, I don't know how the verticals is going to work this close. It should allow Deion Buck to be open. He is, and Deion Buck will score the touchdown. See, that route's just elite. It's that little, like, hesitation, and then he goes in on the slant. It's just it's a good route. And we are up 21-0 on West Virginia. Our starters have not allowed a point this episode. The backups were in when they kicked the field goal. So our starters have not allowed a point through, what, 5.5 quarters of action here? We'll see what happens in the rest of this half. We might be getting to a point. I thought Vernon Williams was going to pick that off. We might be getting to a point where it is skip to the end of the game time. Maybe you'll see a little bit of the third quarter because we're not dominating as much as we were against Delaware. Like, we don't, by this point in the second quarter, we already had like 28 points, 34 points, or 35 points, whatever it was. So we're not dominating that much. Get to the quarterback there. Get to the quarterback, we will. It'll be Tatum and Crawford sharing a sack there. And that will be another punt. It's getting bad, man. It's getting bad. It is horrible here for West Virginia. Their fans, I'm surprised they're still even here. They should be able to read the writing on the walls. Deion Buck's got one man to beat for a punt return touchdown. He's going to get one. It's just a matter of time. He's been breaking these so close. He's going to get one. He just has to find the right hole to pound his way through. As Jordan Davidson can't outrun one man. Kicked him in the back of the head, though. That's kind of funny. We'll go with the backs cross. I don't really like these comeback routes for Dobbins. I don't think they work very well. I screwed this all up. You know what? I'm going to throw the comeback route to Dobbins, and it's dropped. Jason Dobbins is not really making me happy right now, is he? I don't really like him too much. But I'm going to send him deep, and he's going to win this one-on-one press. He's not going to win the one-on-one press. We'll just hit springs for the easy conversion. Wow, really, Jason? 3 straight times now you're going to disappoint me? I might make J. Caden Ferguson the starter. Or the number 1 over you. Overton with a solid run. Let's go with another run. Let's go to the mall. 2.5 minutes to go. Davidson can't find any space. He goes down. Not really it wasn't really 91's a tackle. They're probably going to credit him with the play, but I don't think he even did anything. I think I fell over myself when I hit the offensive lineman. But they're going to credit with him with the tackle. And we'll try to get the first down with Overton here, and we will not be able to. Timeout called by West Virginia. I don't know why the Mountaineer mascot is dancing. You're down 21-0, getting killed by a better team. Why are you happy? Probably because he stopped us on 3rd down, I guess, but that's not really something to be proud of in this situation. That's wide open, that's a catch, and that is Jason Dobbins redeeming himself a little bit at least. Yeah, you thought you were going to stop us and have time to go down the field on offense. You were wrong. You were mistaken. Overton into the end zone, touchdown, East Delaware. We are killing the teams we're playing right now. And I can't even, complain about how I scheduled an easy schedule this year. This is a conference game. And the reason we played Temple and Delaware is because they're rivals. We wouldn't have played them otherwise. But we have to play our rivals every year. And we played Penn State. That wasn't even an easy game. I know we won it pretty big, but it wasn't an easy game. We had to go on the road. We're just a really good team this year. I was a little bit concerned about how the quarterback play was going to be without Kenyon Garnett and with Tanner Applewhite, but bringing in Bryce Saylor was a good idea because Bryce has been very good. Now, like I said, we don't know how he plays in the big spots, in the big games, but as of right now, against bad teams, he's really good. He can move away from people, he can find space, extend plays, he can hit the throws he needs to hit. He's got a good enough arm to do that. I'm liking him right now. I might change my tune when we get to an actually close game and maybe he's not putting up the numbers I want him to put up. What is this? I don't know what that was. Don't know what that was. That might have been 5-star true freshman Vince Casey out there. Here comes another punt. We got 40 seconds to score another touchdown before the half. And I think we get the ball to start the second half. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. We don't want to get too aggressive, though, because we don't want to throw a pick or anything. Got to play it smart. That's wide open. That's Jason Dobbins. Down the field, he's got a big-time gain. We'll call our first timeout. And I'll go with a stick play, but I'll flip it to the side. Flip the stick. Ooh, Applewhite's in the game now. That is Marquise Springs' big catch. We'll go and hurry up here to keep everybody on their toes. Deion Buck's going to be probably wide open, I would assume. They're going to bring a blitz, and Deion Buck is wide open. And now we'll call our second timeout. One more timeout remaining. We've basically gotten into field goal range for Bentley Richmond, but I don't like being on this hash. So we'll probably have to try to line it up in the middle of the field if we can. Applewhite in the game again. I threw a pick. Oh, I didn't throw a pick. It just bounced off. I didn't know that he was going to be like that. I thought he was open. I didn't even really know who I was throwing to. Just kind of pressed the button. 9 seconds left. That's thrown to Buck. He's going to stay on his feet, but he's rolling to the opposite side hash. I hate this. I can't kick this. I can't kick it. Nope, I'm not kicking it. I probably should. Not happening. I could probably make it. Not even going to risk it. Not even going to risk it for the biscuit. We're going for the touchdown. Bryce Saylor's in the game. J. Caden Ferguson, end zone. Touchdown, East Delaware. What's better than 3 points? 7 points. J. Caden Ferguson fires the arrow at the bushes, I guess. And we are dominating. This is going to be another big victory. It's going to keep us undefeated. Man, points for and against is going to be crazy this year. It is going to be crazy. We will start with the football, and you know what? I'll show you one drive of the second half. If we score a touchdown, then I will cut to the end of the game because what else is there for you to see? We're just going to be doing the same thing we did against Delaware. So let's turn on that chew clock, and we'll get to going here on the drive. And they're going to give me the freaking press coverage. Sailor's got a good enough arm to get that out. It's Jason Dobbins. Does he have what it takes to outrun number 6? He does. And that's a one-play touchdown. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be a one-play touchdown. But it is. A one-play touchdown. Oh, well, I guess I'll show you, since I was so quick, I guess I'll show you a defensive drive, too, for the team. I am probably going to be pulling the starters pretty soon. Ooh, that's a big hit, but he holds on to the football. Oh, it was Overton who had the big hit stick there. All right, defense. What are we going to do this time? We got anything crazy up the sleeve? I hope so. They took out their quarterback. They don't have... oh, no, is that the same quarterback? I can't tell. It might be the same guy. Eric Shabazz makes the play. That's a good catch. It might be the same guy. Maybe I just thought it was somebody different. Sometimes they do bench their quarterbacks when it's blowouts, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody different. There's Wayne Bostic with the sack. That's number 4 on the day for the team. We love to stat pad. We just pad the sack stats like crazy. Motion to player, 2nd and 16. Oh, that got bounced off of somebody's head. Was that off of Jordan Crawford's head? That might have been off of our D-tackle Jordan Crawford's helmet. Or maybe it was off the offensive lineman's helmet. I'm not sure, but it's incomplete pass regardless of who it bounced off of. He's got time. He's got time. He's got all the time in the world, and then it closes. That's not even Vince Murphy, is it? Is that Vince Murphy? I think it is. Another sack. It is Vince Murphy. I forgot he was number 90 for a second. Another sack. I mean, that quarterback had all the time in the world to do something. That's all on him. The blocking actually held up there for once. But that is all on him. He could have kept running. He could have done anything there to avoid the sack. Thrown it away. I think he wanted us to have the sack there. All right, one more offensive drive, since that one was so quick. One more offensive drive, and then I'll not only cut to the end of the game, but I'll also put the backups in at this point. We'll go underneath. That's J. Caden Ferguson. Nice little catch. Nice little catch. They're going to press on me again. Did you not learn? I don't want to throw this deep again, but I will if it's open. It's not actually open. You know what? Give them credit. They covered it. We'll just check it down. I like how Sailor's got under 200 yards, but he's got 3 touchdowns, and he's had a pretty good day. He just hasn't been throwing it all around the yard. Our Overton got the speed to get up to the 13-yard line. He's got 117 yards on 10 carries. The running game is just lethal in this episode. We got to be the favorite to win the national title, right? There's Marquise Springs, and there's another touchdown. And that will be the end of this game for you guys. I will see you at the 000s in the 4th quarter when this one's over. The game is over. We only put up 56 points as opposed to the 80 points we put up last game against Delaware. But not only do we put up 56 points, we win our first ever Big 12 conference game in our program's history. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. I like it a lot. We are really, really good right now. And we're capitalizing on all of that. We are capitalizing on all of the dominance and the talent that we have. But next episode starts with a huge game against LSU. We're in first place for all of these guys. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. LSU, they lost 2 games in a row. I got to check to see who their quarterback is. I don't think it's going to be Theo Graves. I think he's still backing them up last time I looked. Their quarterback is James Warren. Theo Graves is right there. How do you not start this? We talk about this every time I come to look at it. How do you not start Theo Graves? He's got better everything except for his accuracies are slightly worse. But the upside is unreal. He's got elite dev. He's got the same overall as James Warren. He's much faster, much more elusive. He's got a bigger arm. I don't understand the world where you don't start this guy. The fact that he chose LSU eats me alive. I cannot handle the fact that he chose LSU. It's so frustrating. Just think, we're putting up these points with Bryce Saylor. Just think of what we would be doing if we had Theo Graves. I'd be putting up 90 points a game. My God, it'd be crazy. Do we know a little bit more about Henry Torrance? We kind of do. We know that he likes program tradition, and his deal breaker is proximity to home. So we know 2 out of the 3. That should be good enough to sell what we need to sell, which is going to be some. Is there not a combination? Okay, here it is. Hometown Hero is probably. Yeah, it's the only one that it can be. So Hometown Hero is what we're going to hard sell. We got to get early on the hard sell so we can take advantage of that and hopefully pull away from TCU. And then for Rich Snelling, we can't even hard sell on him, but we know what 2 of his things are. For Bruce Byrne, we should probably start to look at a hard sell again. I think we've known a little bit more about him, so we've narrowed down a few more options. So it could be Standard Bearer. It could also be Status Seeker. It still could be okay. So there's still too many options for it to know exactly what it is. I think it's just too big of a risk. I know Oklahoma's right on our tail, but it's just too big of a risk, I think, right now. I don't want to waste a week trying to hard sell him on something that's not his interest, so we're not going to do it. Dalvin McNabb, we can fully scout. We know fully all 3 of his interests, so we can hard sell him like crazy. It's going to be aspirational goals for him. What is that, 2 A pluses and a B plus? Yeah, 2 A pluses and a B plus is a fairly good sell. And we can schedule him for a visit. We should probably do... Clemson's right on our tail. He's from South Carolina, so that gives the Platinum Pipeline to Clemson. We should probably do a Week 12 or a Week 13 game. Let's do a Week 13 against TCU. We'll do Coach Prestige for that. Kenyon Willingham, I keep messing the name up for some reason. He's going to cost 20. We can probably hard sell him, though. That's the good sign if we want to hard sell him. Do we want to hard sell him? No, we don't need to hard sell him. Never mind. We can keep the 25 hours on him. Ezekiel Quara is a little bit more in danger. Ooh, C is a playing time. Playing time is a C for him. It's a little bit worrisome. We do have a pretty good running back room. But our pro potential is really high and our playing style is really high because we run the football a lot. So we'll see if that hard sell keeps us ahead of Michigan State. Glenn Moffitt, I may have to just pull out of this. I know I scheduled him on a visit, but this is not looking good. He's got a lot of interest from a lot of schools. The hard sell would be... What would the hard sell be? Probably Hometown Hero. It could also be just Hometown Hero. So we'll try to get in with a Hometown Hero thing, but... LSU's really pulling away, and then Alabama, Texas are right there with them, and they've got visits as well, so that's going to be a tough one. I don't know if we're going to get Glenn Moffitt. I probably should just pull out of it, but I'm stubborn. Missouri scheduled a Week 8. That's what I didn't want to have happen. That's a little bit sketchy. That was the one thing I was worried about for possibly scheduling later in the season, but what I didn't want them to do was schedule after us. But now they schedule before us, and they're still in the lead. That's a tough one. I don't know if we're going to get him. Avery Wick, we're looking good on. We're looking good on him. And we've jumped in the lead for Stephon Beatty. So we have 30 hours left. We can use these hours somewhere, and we might as well get Okawara on a visit. And we can get him on a Week 12. We can get the complimentary Dante Hicks. That actually might be the play. So let's do that. We'll get him on playing style, and he can get the complimentary with Dante Hicks. That could be very helpful. So that is all of our hours used, and that is the entire episode. Let's quickly take a look at the Heisman Watch, see if Vince Murphy's in there. I don't think he's going to be, but no, he's not in there. It's all quarterbacks and a receiver. But I just wanted to take a look because Vince Murphy's having a phenomenal year. If we take a look at the stats so far this year, Bryce Saylor has had a phenomenal start to the year, 569 yards, 10 touchdowns to just 2 picks. Applewhite's got 2 picks and 7 touchdowns. He's had a good year so far. Overton and Davidson have been freaks to start. Absolute freaks. We don't have to worry about Jordan Davidson transferring because he's a senior redshirt. Receiving, Jason Dobbins has been good. Ferguson's been great. Buck's been great. Entire receiving corps has been great. And then here's what I really want to care about. So, how many sacks? 7.5 sacks already. We are 4 games into the year, and he's got 7.5 sacks. We could be on a record pace, the likes that we haven't seen since what's his face. If we go to a season and we go to East Delaware, Jackson Howard is his name. We could be on a pace that Jackson Howard has set. Jackson Howard had 31 sacks in 2027 a couple of years ago. We could be on that pace. There's a chance. There's a chance we could be on that pace. He's not exploding like Howard was at the beginning of the season, but he's consistently putting up 2 or 3 sacks a game. So, next episode we have LSU and who's the other team? LSU and somebody. LSU and Nebraska. That's right, because we moved Nebraska back to the Big 12. LSU and Nebraska next episode, but LSU's on a 2-game losing streak, and they're not starting Theo Graves. So we will have to wait another year before we play against Theo Graves, unless he wants to jump in the portal after this season. I wanted him to jump in the portal last year, but he didn't do that. I don't think he's ever going to jump in the portal because his deal breaker is not anything that in the game people transfer for. But I feel like he could be my starting quarterback. I wish I could tell him that. I wish I could just call him up and say, hey, Theo, not to do any tampering or anything, but you can be my starting. I will give you the sun. I will climb every ladder I can. I will take a rocket ship to the sun and I will grab it with my bare hands. I will give it to you if you just come play for me. But he's not going to. So we just kind of have to live with it. As you can tell, I'm clearly over him choosing LSU. So that's going to do it for me. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more, join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so if you want to help me get there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.